When my panel tonight on the program get to the matter of the day, you will get a whole true picture of how all this happened today. So here is how the parties stand as far as the National Assembly is concerned. So we're giving you a pictorial understanding of this. So look at how it stands right now. So in the Senate, this is how it is before. This is the standing of the ruling APC and the Senate, and how the opposition PDP looked before today. Okay, now, this is how they're looking now. The APC having in the House of Representatives having 180 members, and the PDP 160, other parties 19. There is a lawmaker who is yet to decide on where to go. So before, this is how they looked. Okay, this is the Senate before now. APC at 60, PDP at 48, APGA at 1. Let's take a look at how they look now. Oh, we get the diagram and the big. Okay, this is how they look now. We have 48 in the APC, 58 in the PDP. APGA has 1, 2 vacancies because of the deaths of some senators. So let's get to it, everyone. What does this mean for the APC? Could the APC have stopped these? Well, it's even, and a lot of people saw this coming. Some of the players tonight are joining me on the program. The panel is in our Abuja studio. I have the majority leader of the House of Representatives, Honorable Gbajabiamila, and sitting with him is the man who was formerly in the APC, now in the PDP, from Kaduna North, representing Kaduna North in the Senate, Senator Sulaiman Ukui. Thank you so much, distinguished and honorable member, for your time on the program tonight. Let me begin with you, Honorable Gbajabiamila. What does this mean for your party? It looks so much that your party is looking like is losing grip on the National Assembly. Did you see this coming?
Look, if you've been in this business of politics, a legislator over the years, you'll know every 4 years, this is bound to happen. Because everybody's in search of a ticket. It's said that the first instinct of every person is his own survival. So when you cannot get your ticket somewhere, you look for it somewhere else. It happened 4 years ago, and I think it was the same number. 32 members moved from PDP to AP or ACN at the time. It's very unfortunate. My position has always been that we have to come to a point and to a place in Nigeria where ideology means something, and you don't willy-nilly just cross over political parties and just go looking for ticket hunting. It doesn't work like that. In advanced democracies, if you go to the United States and many other countries, you hardly hear of this, and so it's very unfortunate. And I think, like I said in our statement earlier today, we will encourage the party to test the provision of Section 68 in court, not because of the members that are defective, because a lot of those members that are defective are very close to me. They're good friends, and we're gonna miss them as a family, and I wish they didn't. The loss of one member is bad enough. I'm not to talk about 32 or 35 or 36 or whatever the numbers were, but I think it's important that we test the provisions of Section 68, which tells you, or which creates the grounds for defection for a lawmaker in court. I believe this has already been, the Supreme Court has already interpreted this in the PDP versus Abegunde. Abegunde was a member of the House of Representatives, and the Supreme Court came down with a ruling some years back and defined what division was. And the definition of division, the interpretation of division in the Constitution in Section 68, as defined by the Supreme Court, I do not believe the RAPC falls within that definition. So for the purposes of entrenching and sustaining our democracy, I think it's important that the party tests this matter in court, so that in future, and by doing that, we're forced to actually even begin to develop ideologies and stay where what party elected you and what platform you came to the National Assembly. Now listen, I personally believe this. You are elected to the National Assembly. The seat you occupy, and I've said this over the years, does not belong to you in persona. It is a seat that belongs to your constituency. And the Supreme Court said this in the Amechi case, when the Supreme Court said, and gave the victory to Amechi, that it's not the person that the constituency elects. We don't have independent candidates in Nigeria today. It's actually the party that the constituency votes for. So the party, the seat belongs to the party. So you cannot take what doesn't belong to you. You cannot deprive your constituents or your constituency of the ideology, if I may call it that, or the party they voted for. They may have had a reason for voting for that party. It may be ethnic, it may be religious, it may be whatever it is. And so it's very important for the development of our democracy that this particular issue is tested. Otherwise, we will keep on every 4 years. This is going to happen again in another 4 years. Every 4 years. So it's not about the president.
Majority
like
leader
would want to believe.